Yo, what's happening, boys and girls? How the devil are we? It's your old pal Shanksy, and welcome to my roster reviews, where we take a look at your, well, maybe not your, but someone's roster, and we compare it, see what they're working on, give you an idea on comparison on what you might be working on, what you can expect to be at that stage, and basically any advice that I can give to help streamline or help basically grow your roster in any way, shape or form. So thank you for stopping by, thank you for checking out the video. If you do want your roster reviewed, watch until the end, drop me a message on Discord, links are down below, and I look forward to hearing from you. Now, I'll put my hands up, there is a queue on this service, there's a few people already in the queue, but I will do my best to get through absolutely everyone. It's totally free of charge. If you do want to skip the queue, we can talk, but other than that, get in touch with me on Discord and we will go from there. But without further ado, let's get into today's roster. What's happening, guys? So in today's roster, we are going to be having a little look at Gunter's roster, aka Mikey. Mikey has been playing for 643 days, and he's approximately spent about $2,700 on the game so far. In my experience, the approximations are normally a little bit on the low side as well, but approximately about $2,700 or $3,000, something like that. His total collection power, as things stand, 643 days in, is 5.1 million, with the strongest team power of 425k. That is pretty damn hefty. War MVP, a grand total of 10 times, and he's part of the Alliance Castle on the Hill. He's got 120 other characters collected, 85 of them are at max rank, and his all-time arena rank is, of course, rank 1. And we've got a bit of a special one for this video, is we also get to see the stats on a pretty hefty Captain Marvel, getting geared up from gear tier 13 to 14. We can see the actual stat difference between this. The health goes up by about 23,000. The damage goes up by nearly 2,000. Armor goes up by 1,200. Focus goes up by 2,300. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. As well as the resistance by going up by 2,100. That is such a big increase on all stats. But honestly, the focus and resistance increase is crazy. And you can definitely see, when you're seeing a few more of these guys go from gear tier 13 to gear tier 14, how much easier Ultima 7 is going to be once we've eventually got a couple of teams at gear tier 14. However, I don't know about you guys, I'm personally really struggling to get anyone there or thereabouts. But let's have a little look what 5.1 million total collection power looks like, shall we? So going into the top line, we've got Captain Marvel, an absolute beast at 104k. We got Daredevil there at 92, Thor 81. A Daredevil is also 7 red stars, baby. Holy moly. 92k. I would probably personally, and this is really situational depending on roster and stuff like that. I wouldn't normally take a Daredevil up to 75, etc, etc. But you guys know I've got a massive soft spot for the defenders, and taking him up to 100k character, I think I'd have to. I think personally I would just have to. Thor there at 81, 6 red stars. I'm loving the Asgardians at the moment. He's 7 stars overall. He looks like an absolute beast, and I'm really hoping you're rocking him in that Asgardian war defense, because I know even my Asgardians at like 260k, they're beasts, man. They're slaughtering it. So I'd love to see that Thor in action. Groot at 76k, Winter Soldier at 71k. We've got Phoenix there at 71, Shield Medic at 71, Star-Lord 67, Invisible Woman 67, and Vision at 71. Now, taking a little look on the levels as well, we've gone Captain Marvel, we've gone all out, Phoenix, we've gone all out. Level 72s for both Medic and Star-Lord. That makes a great deal of sense. Personally, I prefer 71 over 72. I feel like 72 and 73 don't actually give you a huge amount of boost. 74 and 75 are big levels, But the 72 and 73, unless you're going to 75, to me it just doesn't make sense. And Vision there at 71 as well. Going a little bit further down the line, we've got 66k on Iron Fist. I'm already seeing a real beefy looking defenders, right? Shield Security's at 66, Doctor Strange is at 64, Rocket Raccoon's at 64, AIM Security's at 64, with Captain America, Ultron, Agent Coulson, Minerva, and Quake. Now, one thing I would recommend straight away is taking up Coulson at least to 71. And in my mind, with the extra focus and resistance that he gets, he's a character that's well worth going all the way up to 75 with. And that stops a lot of people in war trying it with like Brotherhood teams and stuff like that, you know, with that early disrupt on Coulson. It negates all of that, man. You really just stop that dead in its tracks. They've got to either burn like a burner and then the X-Men, or they've got to go in real big with the X-Men team straight away. But yeah, I would definitely recommend taking Coulson up to 75. He's one of the characters that in my mind really deserves it. Minerva at level 75, 60k there, and Quake at 59, 6 red stars on Quake as well. That Inhumans team, ooh, baby, gonna be saucy. Scientist Supreme at level 70. Again, well worth taking her up to 71. I'm not sure who you use in an Alt 7, but for me, Scientist Supreme is literally one of my core Alt 7 characters. So that extra focus on her makes a great deal of sense. Anyone that's going to be applying a lot of debuffs and stuff, you want their focus higher, obviously. Thanos at 59. Mysterio at 7 red stars as well. Check your bad self out. I like that a lot. 59k. 59k there on Loki. 59k on Nick. Juggernaut behind my big fat head at 57. Hela at 56. Korath at 55. With Storm and Graviton at 55 as well. My Graviton's actually in a real similar situation. I've got fewer red stars on Graviton. But again, he's at the point where I could take him up to gear tier 12. Gear tier 13. But I haven't put the levels into him yet. Colossus there at 54k, Shuri at 53, Spider-Man at 52, Hawkeye at 52 with Drax there as well, Shield Trooper behind me at 50 with Cable at 48, Gamora at 47 with American Chavez at 47. That's probably one of the biggest American Chavez that I've seen. I really like American Chavez as well. I know a load of people out there don't rate her and whatnot, but she's gonna be a beast, man. Falcon coming up there at 276. Shards out of 300. So on Tuesday, of the date of recording this thing, on Tuesday there's going to be a Falcon Blitz that will put you over onto that 7th star, and I'm a little bit envious, I've got to be honest, because I need that 7th star on my own Falcon. And then we go down to Magneto at 46, Vulture at 46, War Machine at 46, Yondu 46, Shield Assault at 46. Shield Assault's definitely worth putting that extra bit of gear in. I really do rate Shield Assault. I think he's one of the best minions on the Shield team without a shadow of a doubt. Deadpool there at 65 and 46k. Iron Man at 46. Scarlet Witch, Sabretooth, and Sif looking very nice indeed at 45k. Moving on down the line to Wolverine at 45, Punisher at 45. I feel like the Punisher could do with a bit more loving, especially with how big that Daredevil is. But this is personal preference, right? I would probably go all out at that point and go, let's go ham on the defenders. Hell, I pretty much have. My defenders are like level 70, gear tier 13 anyway, so maybe it's just a soft spot talking. I know. I'm down at level 65, 45k. Ant-Man there at 45k. That's definitely the biggest Ant-Man that I've seen so far. At 45k, 5 red stars on him. Looking pretty decent there. Hopefully Wasp is not too far behind that, because Wasp is a hell of a lot better than Ant-Man, I'm just saying. Rescue at 44k, Luke Cage at 43, Mantis at 43. We've got Bullseye in there as well. Aim Assaulter and Mr. Miles and Morales at 41k. Moving on down to Miss Marvel at 41, Jessica Jones at 40, Mordo at 40, Mystique at 40, Namor at 40, Ronan, my boy, at 39k there, Black Widow at 39, Mr. Sinister at 39, 38 on Psylocke and 38 on Killmonger. And this is one of the really interesting points about the much higher rosters, right? So we've done roster reviews all over the shop, and it's literally, everyone's got the same characters, but it's the depth of the rosters. It's the at this stage we're probably normally looking at 20k characters, where on a 5 million roster we're looking at 40k characters. It's just that overall depth, where the top of the shop, yes, okay, there's 100k and there's a 90k up there, but after that it's pretty similar for everyone, right? Like your big teams are always going to be hitting around that type of mark, but it's the depth of the roster that really brings up that overall total collection power. Nobu in there at 38, Night Nurse, Green Goblin, Okoye, Black Panther, Rhino, Crossbones, Pyro, Venom, and Mbaku. I would definitely give some love to Pyro, but it depends on what we're going to look at in the save squads and things. I really think Pyro is one of the biggest underrated characters in this game, and just such a core component of that Brotherhood team. Then we're going to Strife at 36k, Elsa Bloodstone at 35, Hulk at 35, Hand Assassin in there, Kree Royal Guard, Merc Riot Guard. That's a pretty big Merc Riot Guard, dude, at 34k. Shocker there at 34k, A Monstrosity, Kree Oracle, and the Thing. So I've noticed quite a bit of the Fantastic Four are quite spread out. A lot of the Sinister Six are very spread out as well. With Shocker, in my opinion, probably Shocker and Vulture are like the key components in my mind of that. So let's have a little look further down the list. We've got Carnage at 33, Mr. Fantastic at 33, Merc Lieutenant, Human Torch, Ultimus in there at 31k, Ravager Boomer, 6 Red Star, high five there, man, 31k, Kree Noble at 31, Ghost Rider at 31, Kree Cyborg and Blade Master, and then we are going down to Elektra, Kree Reaper, Hand Sorceress, Nebula, Hand Archer, Kingpin, Wasp only at 23. You've got giant Ant-Man. Yeah, Wasp is only at 23. I'll definitely be bringing Wasp up to around Ant-Man's level, because I feel like that combo is spicy, man. It really is, like, spicy. Aim Infector at 19, Shield Operative at 15, Ravager Stitcher, Hydra Scientist, Hydra Rifle Trooper, Ravager Bruiser, Hydra Grenadier, all the usual suspects right down the bottom, exactly where they belong. There's no one down there that I'd be like, oh yeah, I'd even work on. Totally understand the reasoning behind everyone. And even the lowest of the low, Mr. Hydra Armored Guard himself, the Hag, is at 5.5k. So pretty damn beefy. There's a couple of characters that I would have personally leveled up, but let's have a little look at the save squads and see if we can move anything around, see if there's anyone that would like really glaringly stand out and start to work on. So let's get into it. Right, so top of the shop, we have an absolutely phenomenal Captain Marvel, as expected. But instead of being on a brawlers team like I expected, we've gone like almost, is it the war tag? I believe most of these guys share, like the military tag. Hawkeye's in there, Black Widow, Captain America, and Winter Soldier. And I've got to be honest, now, personally, I don't like that team. Personally, I would put Captain Marvel on a brawlers team. However, I've got a funny feeling, right, that 104k Captain Marvel will just blow the face off most teams regardless of who you've got. So, to be honest, with the Black Widow speed up, the Hawkeye buff clear, blind, Bucky's got an insane amount of like single target damage. That could actually be a really spicy blitz team. And depending on who you've got on the brawlers team, could be a guaranteed blitz win anyway. So I don't actually mind that team the more that I think about it, to be honest. Then further down, we've got a pretty standard layout for the Guardians, with Thanos in there as well, Minerva. I think normally you see like a Star-Lord on the end, feeding all that energy over there to Rocket, and then Thanos in the middle, then feeding that energy to both Minerva and Rocket. But honestly, I don't think it really matters too much either which way. That's a really solid team at 328k. The first one that I would change straight away is obviously this one here. Now, what I've been seeing a lot of people do for blitz rotations is taking out Coulson and Medic, and then using the rest of the shield team in there, and then putting Coulson and Medic with Quake on another team. And that actually turns that into like a guaranteed to win blitz team. Now, obviously, we have got a few problems with your assault being fairly low and trooper and operative. But I would actually buff them up a little bit to make that almost a secondary team. So I'd be running the Fury and Shield minions, and then Coulson with Medic Quake. Although Quake's probably now going to go off to the Inhumans. So, I don't know. It's a bit of a tough one. Where we don't know where Quake stands at the moment. But I would definitely take Quake out at this point in time and put in Assault. I feel like the extra crit damage that Assault brings to the team is just so big, man. So big. Then we're going down to that sexy Defenders team with that 92k Daredevil. Damn, I'm jealous. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. I would move the positioning. I would put Daredevil next to Luke Cage. Daredevil's going to be dodging a ton of stuff. And then that's going to allow Punisher to counter every single time when he's eating the splash damage from the Luke Cage taunt. So I'd definitely move him over one at least. Then we've got the Asgardians at 287k. It's a real nice Asgardians team, man. Absolutely love it. Looking like a guaranteed Black Bolt unlock. Absolutely awesome. No dramas there whatsoever. Then down to the X-Men. You know what? 71k Phoenix, 38k Psylocke. Psylocke's at this point in time probably the most underwhelming of the X-Men, even with Wolverine in the picture. So I totally don't mind her being the lowest on that team at all. So far, so good. The only changes that I'd make so far is on the Shield team. Then we go down to the Power Armor team. We've got Vision in there, Rescue, War Machine, and they're all really closely met. Vision being the biggest one on that one. Hopefully it doesn't cause too much problems in Blitz. I'm sure it doesn't. The Power Armor team are normally so bloody strong anyway. If I was to level up anyone on that team, I would start with War Machine first to take them up a little bit higher. But I can imagine that's got really good punch-ups in War and stuff like that. So looking good. Then we're going down to the Ultron team. And to be honest, this even could be where I put in Quake or something, you know. We've got Drax in there. We've got Mantis, Gamora, Yondu, and of course Ultron. Looking really solid team. And then we actually move down, but move up in power to the AIM team, man. And I've been trying to work on my AIM team for some time. I really like the layout of your AIM team. I really like the levels of them. No dramas there whatsoever. Cool, that graviton. Then we move down to the Ballers team. We've got American Chavez. We've got Deadpool in there. Spider-Man and Miles Morales with Miss Marvel. Looks absolutely spot on. I really like Deadpool on the Ballers team. And that's got a huge amount of disrupt, defense down, single target attack. That team's got it all. So I can totally understand why Captain Marvel's not on there. Then we go down to the Supernatural team. And this one is a little bit lower compared to the rest of the roster. We've got 217k power on it. And keep in mind, a great deal of that power comes from Doctor Strange. So I would definitely start trying to level up a few of them guys. But with them not being farmable, it's pretty tough. And with the amount of red stars that you've got on the Sinister Six, I would make that my biggest priority at this point in time, man. Like, oh, baby, I'd love to see that in action. That is some mega high burst damage, and could be absolutely awesome to see. Really could. Then we go down to the Brotherhood team with Carnage and Venom. Love that combo. Really nice. Then we go down to where Shield Assault is hiding out with Shield Trooper down there, and Merc Lieutenant, Bullseye, and Night Nurse. Not a bad team. As I say, I would definitely have Shield Assault in the Shield team. I feel like he's too good not to be in there. But it's your call, I suppose. Your roster, baby. Then we move down to Mr. Sinister Sabretooth. Basically the Marauders team. And I'm really intrigued to see who the last Marauder's going to be for us. And using Cable there makes absolutely total sense with the tags and whatnot. Makes total sense. And yeah, to be honest, I wouldn't really work on that team at all because just too many non-farmables right now, right? With Strife and Mr. Sinister, it's just, I don't know, man. I feel really like weird about the Marauders team at this point in time. Moving down then to Korath, Crossbones, Merc Riot Guard. Then we've got Hulk and we've got Ant-Man on there. Now I would personally bring up Wasp and dump out Hulk, or even dump out Merc Riot Guard. I'd bring up Wasp a little bit, and then the damage between them two is just going to be spicy, man. It really is. Then we come down to the Fantastic Four. I would definitely like to see a little bit more work gone into these guys. 206k But a big chunk of that comes from Invisible Woman and then Namor. So in war, there's still going to be quite nice punch-ups, but I would probably try and get a little bit more onto him, you know, a little bit more gear, maybe bring him up to like gear tier 12, level 65, 71, something like that. It's definitely probably the biggest priority team that I would then start working on. Wakandans there at 203k. I'm starting to like the Wakandans. I wouldn't really work on them much further, but yeah, I'm starting to be okay with them. Then we've got the Krees at 165, and then I'm guessing this last team here is your Ultimate 17. And to be honest, it's exactly what I was expecting to see with that 104k Captain Marvel. It must be absolutely awesome. So I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. So as a quick closing note, and to be honest, man, I'm just super impressed with the roster, super impressed with the depth of it. My personal changes, as said, would be moving around the Shield team, definitely getting rid of Quake, because with the anticipation of Black Bolt coming out really soon, getting rid of that team, making it into just probably a standard Fury team would be my personal preference. I like this team at the top. This team's actually really grown on me the more that I think about it. And then probably would be working on the Sinister Six up to about 250, 300k. With the amount of red stars you got, that wouldn't actually be that difficult. And then Fantastic Four, without a shadow of a doubt. Or maybe Fantastic Four, then Sinister Six would be where I work on. You're definitely going to get Black Bolt, which is going to be absolutely awesome. So I'll be intrigued to see how you run with that, man. But yeah, guys and girls, for me, I think that's a wrap. But what I want to know in the comments down below, what would you do if Gunter / Mikey's roster was yours? What would you be working on? Where would you be improving? I'm intrigued to know. Guys, as always, if you like the video, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, I shall see you on the flip side. You take it easy.